只是 receiving broadcasting from Vancouver, Richmond。我们这边呢，就是说可能有一点直播的事情
啊。
也就是说，
来切换一下镜头啊。
对，切换一下镜头。
对。
我不知道有更多的信息，或者说，如果他们需要问我们现在的比如说我们的日程啊，我们的活动啊，我们可以这个日程有一份，你给他一份。
哦，这是一套。对，
这是一套，你拿一份吧。
你拿一份吧，然后有相关的那个信息
啊。你们什么时候切过来？怎么样配合？我们应该怎么弄？我完全不知道。
这是我们的日程。
您先看一下，你看那个什么时候来切过来比较那个合适。
我知道这件事情是我们 Siri 的这个直播的安排，这个属于疏漏，应该没有人做这个安排的。
对，因为是招义工，还没有人报名，有一个在那个好像 YouTube 上有哈。他们
现在我们这个就是 YouTube 吧，现在已经 YouTube 出去了，你现在已经 live 出去了。
It doesn't matter. So I know I'm on the camera, but it's okay. We can just talk, and if people want to know more, and we just, you know.
那现在直播是用英文还是用中文
？Have to be
English.
English. Yeah.
我先，那Sam你来讲吧。就是我们现在就在这个 RCMP 这个现场啊。
To provide an update of what we are doing here. Maybe not a lot.
Do I have a script?
Script? No.
I don't know. I didn't know it.
Okay. So maybe I will help at some moment if I'm not busy with the media or somebody else. I come to help and
because I didn't sign up for this thing. I was just told to set up the computer and just.
Okay. Oh, thank you. So understand, you know.
那就把他镜头对到他们那边去吧。
那你要走到前面去啊，
把它对
到后面。
你去前面对，去前面对，然后你就这么说，你说我现在就在这个这个现场，就是这个标题这个现场啊，然后给大家看一下就好了。OK。
他话筒都没拿来，你有话筒吗？你麦都没拿来。
我来帮个忙吗？那个把工的新来的两个同胞他们过来。
干嘛？
应该是这样子，应该这样子是吧？你这镜头可以切换吗？那镜头可以切到那边去吗？就直接的。拿一会儿就可以了。但这照不到啊。
我以为要帮你寄生，真的，帮你寄生进去。哎呦，我在这里了。你这样不能站在你的后面，你要站前面。站前面。你站到前面去站。
那我就站多久
？Hello, we are at the Surrey Police Headquarters site to just protest Mona for justice. So we are at this.
And I can help to explain in this case.
放这吧。
I saw the video on TV. The young woman was being dragged. Too much force. But I saw
You come from the Surrey now leader. Oh yeah, I know you. Yeah, I come from. 做现场直播吗？你看看这皮不行啊？那我就这样放的，是不是太低级？放下来。他们是现做嘛，这边他的采访我要不要过去？他的采访，那么我没看到。那我就拿着这个电脑过去就行了。要不要讲讲？我讲什么？你在义工的，大家都说义工嘛，我在义工，然后我讲。今天为什么来介绍一下你自己？哦，我没有，我们就是为了这个参加CEO 的大学生嘛，这个也是一种正义嘛，然后我们是过来做义工，帮他们做一个live 的Richmond 来，我从 Richmond 专门过来的。OK， 我去录一下哈。
如果你是说 Mona Wang。要不要先试一下？可以。好 ，OK，let's try。Mona Wang。Brutality。Stop police。Brutality。大点声 ！Stop police。Brutality。好。
我可以写你的名字吗？可以。我也不带了。应该是的，讲究反正这个。
You guys can go in and take a chair, sit down.
你过去坐吧。
现在直播是吧？
对呀，现在一直在直播啊。
Okay. So it's alright. So, thank you everyone. And this is the Surrey site protest ongoing, and we just have our community members turns out, and we are gonna start later, and we'll provide update to everyone. And this is David Zhang from Surrey site, and I'll provide update later. Thank you.
So David, how long you living in Surrey?
I have been in Surrey for 11 years.
How long?
11 years.
11 years. Thank you, David.
Justice for. Justice for. Justice for. Justice for.
Mona Wang.
Justice for.
Mona Wang.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next. Stop police.
Brutality.
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 Good, thank you. Justice for.
Mona Wang.
Justice for.
Mona Wang.
Justice for.
Mona Wang.
Justice for. Justice for.
Mona Wang.
Justice for.
Mona Wang.
Justice for.
Mona Wang.
Stop police.
Brutality.
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 Thank you.
So
Okay, let's
everyone,
stand up.
please stand up for national anthem.
Let's stand up to sing the national anthem for Canada.
Thrives on our complicity, our willingness to profit us, you guys. Okay?
You contesta. Stay.
我就听到一个词儿，
都没听到他说啥。
说什么？
police style，
安静。Music box, so everybody can hear clearly of the national anthem. So that's good for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, attention please. 那个人讲话呢 ，Thank you. My name is Bella Huang. I am the organizer for the RCMP rally. I am from Asian Canadian Equity Alliance Association, ASEA. ASEA is a newly formed non-profit organization. Our mission is to protect Canadian charters of rights and freedoms, and to promote the community harmony with different race, nationality, or ethnic origin. In response to Kelowna RCMP officer Lacey Browning's brutal treatment to Ms. Mona Wang, a nursing student at the University of British Columbia, during a wellness check, we feel obligated to make change for our community. Today, we are here to host a peaceful rally to support and speak up for Mona Wang, who suffer from police brutality. However, we do not seek any initiative of defunding to police. We understand that without the presence of police officer and RCMP and the work that they do on a daily basis, we would not be able to maintain the peace and good living which we take granted in this country. We have great appreciation on the crucial services that the police officer and RCMP as a whole provide to the communities across Canada. Meanwhile, we feel sad and angry on what happened to Mona Wang. As a Canadian, we love this beautiful country, and we are so proud of Canada as a country made of love,
equality, and diversity. We can't stand for Officer Lacey Browning's brutality and inhumanity. We are demanding justice for Mona Wang. I would like to thank all of you for joining us today, and my special thanks to all the media and friends. Thank you for coming. The first thing we would like to start is our Canadian national anthem, O Canada. So please stand up.
Oh, Canada, we stand for thee.
Thank you, and sit down, please. Our second speaker is our first speaker is Alex Chen. He's from SFU Health Science second year student.
是要
He
走
will
近一
read
点，他们
our
说话的
open
时候要
letter
照
to
他。
RCM.
你刚刚我前面的都照完了，所以你还是要到前面去。他刚才那个人跪着说你要照一下，你让他们照，那个人跪着。
这是 live show，你知道几个人？四个人，
才4个人。
没必要。
As we stand together and protest of police brutality.
你有发那链接出去。
So first things first. I don't want this to be about me, but as a little introduction, I'm a first year health student or going on second year health student at SFU. And one of the things that we learned is that mental health is very important, but it's also one of the things least talked about, as it's often seen as taboo. During one of these checks that are often called, there is a video that surfaced online on June 23rd that shows a UBCO student by the name of Miss Mona Wang being dragged along the floor by a police officer in Kelowna. After seeing this video, it really touched my heart. As one of the things I'm very passionate about is mental health and the way we view it within our society. I'm deeply disturbed by the actions caused by Corporal Lacey Brown on that day. So, I want to say a few things towards the RCMP, as well as everything that we can do as Canadians. So, I demand that there be better I wish to ask that there be better de-escalation training for all RCMP officers, as oftentimes those who need the wellness check the most are our most vulnerable citizens within our society. I ask that all RCMP officers be accompanied by a nurse, as well as I ask that all RCMP officers be accompanied by a nurse in order to provide the best care for those who need it the most. I also ask that there be an investigation done within the system to sort out all misunderstandings, as well as to provide clarity towards the eventual outcome of the solution. Again, I want to thank everyone else for coming out today. Thank you. Justice for Mona Wang. Yeah, I'll read it. As for our open letter, towards the RCMP, the recently surfaced video footage of Kelowna RCMP officer Lacey Browning's brutal treatment of Miss Mona Wang, a nursing student at the University of British Columbia in Okanagan. During a wellness check is absolutely shocking, saddening, and sickening. Officer Browning completely disregarded her fundamental duty and care as a police officer to a fellow citizen in distress, and assaulted Ms. Wang brutally and inhumanely. The overwhelming public outrage is reflected by the over 370,000 signatures collected on the Justice for Mona Wang petition. There have been too many incidents within the last 3 months against vulnerable or distressed citizens during wellness checks across Canada. Such examples include DeAndre Campbell, an Ontario man who was diagnosed with schizophrenia, as well as many others such as Chantel Moore from New Brunswick, and the suspicious death of Regis Korchinski, an Ontario name of few. All these victims were members of visible minorities and in need due to mental distress or disorder. Furthermore, the vicious beating of both the prominent Alberta First Nations chief, Adam Allen, stemmed from an expired vehicle registration. And the broken nose and teeth of Shannon Blanchard of Nanaimo, BC, suffered at the hands of 5 RCMP officers during a wellness check. These are just 2 examples of many more of those who suffered police brutality within the recent months. Canadian taxpayers fund the police to protect us, not to violate us, not to brutalize us, and certainly not to kill us when we need help. The victims in the cases cited above also pose little to no threat to the officers, who felt that the respective existences warranted violent discipline. In each case, violence, brutality, and even lethal force were deployed by the police against vulnerable citizens. As captured by security footage, Ms. Wang was barely dressed and already handcuffed behind her back, clearly incapable of resistance or violence. When Officer Browning dragged her face down towards the long hair, pulled her hair, and even stepped on her head when she tried to raise her head, probably to gasp for air. What's equally unacceptable in Ms. Wang's case is that having clearly committed violence and abuse, which caused significant bodily harm and psychological trauma to Ms. Wang, Officer Browning remains fully employed and paid by the RCMP. In comparison, a chicken farmer in BC by the name of Francesco Capan was quickly fired for roughing up poultry. In this case, Ms. Mona Wang was treated worse than the animals that we eat. How could we accept that a police officer is able to treat our citizens like this, especially those who are in most need of care. In our society, we seem to tolerate police brutality, but not any other acts of violence. So, Corporal Lacey Browning must be accountable for her criminal act of inflicting bodily harm to Ms. Mona Wang. Any rational and socially responsible employer should condemn those acts by the employee causing bodily harm or assault. Even smaller offenses should be taken with more weight than something like this. So it's ridiculous that the RCMP would be able to treat our citizens this way without having any sort of backlash whatsoever. After the shocking video was released by Ms. Wang's lawyer, and much to public backlash, the Kelowna RCMP decided to investigate Officer Browning for her violent treatment of Ms. Mona Wang, as well as to ask an outside police department to review the findings. However, the public records have shown such police investigating police as mostly decoy. As quoted by the lawyer of the family of Regis Korchinski revealed, quote, "The process is heavily weighted in favor of police officers being cleared of any wrongdoing. If 98% of all people in the public were acquitted of the charges laid against them, the public would think something is wrong within the criminal justice system. In order to prevent such blatant abuse of power by law enforcement in the future, as well to render Ms. Wang and many others like her the justice they deserve, we are calling for the following. Number one, the RCMP forthwith admit wrongdoing and apologize to Ms. Wang and the public for Officer Browning's outrageous behavior. Number two, the Officer Browning's employment with the RCMP be terminated immediately without pay. Yes. Yes. Furthermore, Officer Browning should be charged with assault, cause bodily harm, and obstruction of justice for making false statements. Number three, an independent public review should be established for all cases of police misconduct and major incidents. Rogue police officers must be identified and eliminated from the forces quickly and decisively. Number four, that a task force of diverse and well-informed experts and stakeholders be established by the provincial government to review, revise, and implement practical and appropriate first response protocols on wellness checks regarding mental health, including coordination between EMTs and police, as well as the dispatch of appropriate resources. Thank you. We look forward to your response. Justice for Mona Wang.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks to Alex, very nice speech and reading the open letter. My name is David, and I'm another host for this gathering already. So let's make clear, in this case, we are looking for justice for Mona Wang. And the reason I personally want to come out, I feel strongly I need to come out, is because would be myself is the next person to experience this kind of brutality from police, and then we'd like to pursue Constable Lacey Browning to be responsible for what she has done, and also for the attack to Miss Mona Wang. And also we ask for this more reiterating, what Alex already read out in the open letter, which means we need better violence check procedures. And you think about the Police Act is 45 years old. Our Premier Hogan already mentioned that, it's the time we need to overhaul, need to review this 45 years old Police Act. And then going forward, nobody like Mona Wang will experience the same bad nightmares as anybody else. That's the major reason I'm showing up today and supporting Mona Wang. So next agenda is Mr. Sital. And let's welcome our third speaker, Eric Sital. He's the former City of Vancouver Arts and Culture Policy Council Advisory Committee member. Very long name. He's also City of Vancouver City Advisory Committee member. Let's welcome Sital to have heard his speech. Thank you.司徒先生，你在这儿吗？司徒先生。Maybe my pronunciation is not great. Sorry about that. Let's give a few minutes and.
Hi, folks. Good afternoon. My name is Eric Sito. I come here a little late because we got a wrong direction. Today, I'm here because not I'm a Chinese, but as a Canadian citizen. Canada is a free and peaceful country, and we all love Canada, this beautiful country. Its citizens should get the protection of the police. We expect to get help and protection from the police, not brutality and assault. After watching the video of what happened to Mona Wang, I was shocked. And I couldn't sleep well for several nights. Her action was so cold-blooded, cruel, and violent. It looks to me that she was full of hatred, and her mind was so twisted while carrying her duty as a policewoman. From now on, I shall be very afraid and hesitant to call for police help because I don't want to be the next victim. Fortunately, the BC legislature has announced it to update the 40 years old Police Act, and also has admitted there are actually systematic discrimination against visible minority in the police force. It's time for the RCMP to reform
and support our asking for police reform and as well. So we have next speaker lined up, and her name is Junyi Fan. Junyi Fan, and let's welcome Junyi.
Mona Wang's personal case, or it is a social issue for all the people that might have danger in mental health issue. As a helpline volunteer, I encountered we deeply relied on mental wellness check to help those people. But for lack of standard training, how can we relies on wellness check to help those people. According to Jennifer Lovis, associate professor of criminology at Welcome Laurie University, who specialized in investigating how police respond to mental health crisis. And she said there is no standard for wellness check protocol across Canada. Those are determined by individual police servers. So which means there's no standard we can rely on. When I saw this incident in the news, I couldn't believe what has happened. Imagine her level of desperation and offended.
Stop the brutality from the police force. Also, just like you know, simultaneously we have ongoing rallies in 4 cities, which including Vancouver, which is the art gallery, the major main site, and Mona Wang and her family are at Vancouver art galleries to give speech. We have a long list of people line up there to show the support to Mona Wang and her family. And the second place is Richmond, BC, and Surrey is number 3rd. And we also have Kelowna, all have the rally ongoing, which show our support to Mona. So okay, we have next speaker, but maybe Bella, you can announce next speaker who's gonna.
Our local video game artist, Al Heck, is gonna give a speech. Let's welcome him.
Thank you all for being here and supporting this Chinese girl who suffers so much this racism and police brutality. You must understand, as Canadians, I'm talking as all ethnic groups of Canadians, minority groups must be defended by the white majority. There is no safety if we minimize and copy the states. They will preach that they will be hope for the world, and now the hypocrisy of the issue is rotting from the inside, and we see that plainly in the States. If we don't stand up when Chinese are suffering, we must stand up and be Chinese. So if we are suffering, we must stand up and we must be black. If Indians and Arabs are suffering, we must also stand together and be the same. The only reason we're not getting more support when each one of us are being crippled by this racist police brutality and the overall white power structure is because we don't take each other's back. Okay? White people, we need to stand against evil white people. Okay, otherwise they will take us to white hell. I'm hoping for a black heaven where we all can live justice. That's what I'm hoping for. Thank you. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you very much.
Justice for
Mona Wang!
Justice for
Mona Wang!
and police
Brutality!
and police
Brutality!
and police
Brutality!
Thank you.
Justice for Mona Wang! Justice for all citizens!
Justice for all citizens.
Justice for Mona Wang! Justice for Mona Wang! Justice for all citizens! Justice for all citizens! Thank you for your support! Thank you for your support!
So the next and also our last speaker is from Surrey Fraser High Secondary. His name is Song Wang. Let's welcome him to give us a speech.
So hi everyone, my name is Song Wang. I'm a high school student who from Fraser High. Thank you all for showing up here on the stand together with Mona Wang and her family. In Canada, we were always proud of the Canadian value of the equality, diversity, and the respect for human rights. However, However, recently we were shocked by the brutality of the police case. The lack of the humanity to the family people during the police check. Mona suffered in mental illness and the police also helped her. However, as we saw in the video, Mona was assaulted by the officers. Mona Wang was a little stressed during the whole process at a low temperature without showing any aggressivity. Many people felt upset after watching the video, including me, so we must